Hello, everybody. All my peoples are already here. That's why I was like, let me just go live. Yo, Adrian. I just noticed that right now. Oh my God. You're funny. You're hilarious. Darth. This is why I wanted to go live, is because I needed to give a final update for everybody and some reflections that I have made, and I am ready to share and close this story up. So I'm doing this for people like you who don't know what happened in the last few weeks. I've been everywhere. Hey Jay. Hey Lisa. Hey Shaq. Yes, this is my live wig. You already know if I have this wig, it's either going to be a long rant or I'm going to tell somebody off or something's up. Okay, this is the live wig. Peepa or Peppa, hello. Yes. Oh my God, Adrian, how did you do that? You have to show me how to do that. I will so change my profile picture like tomorrow. Today. I will change it today if you show me. Okay, yeah. So really quickly, I am not going to take up too much of your time. Oh, did you peep the glasses? So these are new. These are brand new. So no less than what, 3-4 months I just got these glasses. They broke and I had to get a new one. So same frame, same everything, but brand new. So I feel all tight, I feel nice. I could finally drive because I am blind and I've been driving without glasses, and it's been insane. Hello, Carnivore Life, how are you? Welcome. Love the glasses. Thank you, Lisa. Hopefully these don't break because I'm not used to having glasses. So I was like, damn, I need to get new glasses. The glasses look new. I just wasn't sure and didn't want to sound stupid if I was wrong. Yeah, brand new, brand spanking new. I just picked this up literally yesterday. So I need to take care of these. I need to become a person that knows that I wear glasses and be responsible. Nothing like new glasses where you can see. Yo, word. I was like, yo, I could finally see again. Okay, so really quickly, I don't want to take up too much of your time. I know I say this every single time, and then I'd be here for like an hour. So let's get straight to it. If anybody is new, welcome. I do these lives only when I have something to say or rant about something. So if you haven't seen previous streams, I have been going through it with my Jehovah's Witness mother. And she has been shunning me for the most part because I started going to a new church. I didn't convert, didn't get baptized, nothing. I just literally started attending this new Orthodox church, and that warranted, shunning. So I've been in communication with this elder. This elder was useless. I was telling him to help me find my publishing cards, and they are baiting me to go to the Kingdom Hall just to get my cards. So I'm done with that. I am done asking questions. I'm not going to be getting my cards. I've been having dreams that are like super real to me and have been giving me anxiety in my sleep because I feel like I'm not having closure with that, with the damn publishing cards, and I don't know what it is, but I need to get rid of it. Like, I'm done with it. So I am done asking questions. I'm not going to go to that Kingdom Hall. I had a dream last night. Okay, really quickly. I had a dream last night that I went Kingdom Hall crashing. Have you seen those videos from like 6 years ago of people crashing the hall and then either, bum rushing the stage or whatever? And I was having a dream that they were announcing my disfellowshipping. And I was like, I had my camera with me and I ran up to the stage. And after they announced my name, I went up to the stage in my dream and I told everybody, like, hi, my name was just announced and you don't know me, but I'm going to tell you why I was disfellowship because I feel like it is my obligation to say it because you will never know if I don't tell you, right? So I'm just doing this because I need closure. So now I realize if I'm having these dreams and I'm having issues like mentally, in my unconsciously, I'm having issues with having closure with this whole thing, like either disassociate myself or whatever, because I feel like I need to start a new chapter in my religious life or whatever. Like, I don't know, I feel like I have to get away from this to then start this. You know what I mean? Because I feel like what am I doing when I go to this church? You know what I mean? Like what are my intentions? I'm attending this church. I fill out the information saying, oh, I want to become a member of this church. But do I really want to become a member of that church? Like I don't know. But it's just the way they, get your name, make you feel welcome. So I appreciate that. But do I really want to convert? Do I want to get baptized? And if I do, I feel like I have to get rid of this fake baptism and then start over. So anyways, I hope that makes sense. Lisa, I understand that you need to close a door to open another. Yes, thank you. Okay, at least somebody understands my shenanigans. Whoops. Okay, Darth, what did you say? You dragged me to a Kingdom Hall in one of my dreams a few months ago. Brielle, you're in the shop. Sorry. This is live, guys. Hold up a second. Let me reread this. You dragged me to a Kingdom Hall in one of my dreams a few months ago for the sole purpose of crushing it by laughing at sermons. Yo, are we having similar dreams? That's crazy. What the heck? I never told you because I didn't get the chance, but wow, what a good chance to drop it. Yo, that's crazy. Wow. Yeah. So, anyways, I feel like if I'm having these dreams, then there's an issue. You know what I mean? Like I need to sort this out emotionally or mentally or whatever. So anyways, I'm over that. I'm over it. Okay. That was a quick little story. Okay. The reason why I came here today, like the title says, update, apologizing to my Jehovah's Witness mother and other announcements. Okay. So we're going to get the hard part out the way first. So if you guys remember my last live, that was the very first time that I cursed in a conversation with my mom. And as a, Jehovah's Witness child and upbringing and whatever, you don't talk to your parents like that. Ever. Never, ever. Because cursing and lying and things, they come from the devil. They come from Satan. So I have never used foul language with my parents. But that last phone call that I had with her, I was confronting her about an issue that involved somebody else. So I felt like it was my obligation to confront this because she was involved in this whole misunderstanding. Like whatever it was a mess. And I came on live because I was like, yo, they never take accountability. Like this is textbook Jehovah's Witness parenting. And I showed you guys the text messages. I was, like this is what I do because I'm no longer keeping this to myself anymore. This is the right way for me to at least share it with the community. And then I get that same energy from you guys saying, yes, that's gaslighting. Yes, that's manipulation. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, this is what this is for. This is just proof. So the update is I was watching a video from Fixing My Faith, and they were having a live thingy about Joe and Fran's show, which I'm going to bring up in a second. So they were having the show about how important your words are. Oh, the power of your words. Okay. So if I bring up this to the stage, okay, you're going to see the title up there. It says tonight's topic, your words are power, live with Joe and Fran. And if anybody has been following me for a long time or Fixing My Faith, I am always on their channel and being super supportive of Joe and Fran. I love them. These are like the grandparents that I never had. Okay. So if they can adopt me, I am willing to adopt them. You know what I mean? Like I love them. So anyways, if you watch from the beginning of that stream, they present the video about your words and the power of your words, how it can change things, another phrase is like you can cast spells and things like that with your words. So anyways, the video moved me so much that I felt bad about my conversation that I had in that previous live stream that I was going off to you guys. And I was like, yeah, I cursed on my mom. And that was the first time ever. Remember, I was like, mark your calendars. This was the first time that I cursed on my mom. Okay, D, happy heretic. Hello from Holland, Ruby. Wow. Hello. Oh my God. This is crazy how all of my shenanigans is people all over the world are watching this. I'm so sorry. Oh my God. Okay, so I want to play the portion where I am explaining how I finally gave in and apologize to my mom, because I think this is important to update to my, my people, my subscribers who have been following, my stories, who have been following my drama about my mom. Okay, Lisa says, better to get it out than keep it in, as it slowly eats away at you till you break mentally. So sharing helps you and us. Yes, exactly, Lisa. Ugh, you get me so well. Okay, so I'm going to play this. Let me know if you can hear it, in the chat. I'm just going to go right into it and play a couple of minutes, and then I'm going to skip to another section of that video. Okay.
It works. It's worked. Now, thankfully, they've broken away from it, at least physically. But now we have to make sure they're broken away from it verbally, what we say. The first thing I ask as a woman of the world, of course. Which world? Which world? That's right. To rule your world. Yeah,
Okay, my part is coming up. I swear. Let me know if you can hear the video at least.
Language is ours to control, and not for someone else to control my mouth. You'll make sure of that all the time. Because why do you want to repeat someone else's words? Because someone's going to ask you, oh, is that how you feel? It's like, well, for someone else's words, you can't say, yes, it's how I feel. Say, no, it's how someone else feels.
I just texted her now to apologize for that because...
Nice. There you go.
Yeah.
See, I mean, who doesn't stumble with their speech? Everybody does.
Okay, hold on. I just skipped the beginning of my...
You did something.
My thing here. Jesus Christ. Okay, there we go. There we go.
Hello, Ruby.
Hi, Ruby.
Hey, guys. How are you?
Good, good. So what do you think of what we've been talking about so far?
I wish I would have seen that video before I cursed at my mom the other day.
Oh, dear.
Oh, my goodness. But sometimes these people drive you up the wall, like... And it's crazy because, growing up, I've never said bad words, like as a JW. That was literally the first time in my life that I ever said a bad word to my parents. Like I don't talk like that. And then I was watching the video and I was like, I know that I did this a couple days, and then I said it that I did it on my channel, on my live stream, and now I feel bad. So I just texted her now to apologize for that. Okay, pause really quickly. Let's discuss that. Okay, hold on. How do I put my... Okay, this is perfect. Okay. So you guys already know, in every one of my lives, in any one of my videos, whenever I talk about my mom and just the interactions between us, I am always talking about taking accountability, right? And apologizing. And that the Jehovah's Witness family, my family, they never do that. They never take accountability. I don't know if it's like a cultural thing with like Hispanics. It's like a bad epidemic how they treat their children, parent and children relationships. And on top of that, the cult makes it worse. So that's just my opinion. But this is what happens in real life behind closed doors. They never apologize, right? So this is what I talk about in my channel all the time. So when I'm watching Joe and Fran's live show and they show that video and then they're talking about the power of their words, that's when I felt like I will be a hypocrite if I don't take accountability for something that I did recently and I put it on blast on live. You know what I mean? Even though I know that the interaction that I had with my mom, of course, it was wrong. Like, she was wrong, and then I took it to the next level. So this is what I'm getting at in this video here. This is why I'm doing like a reaction to my own to my own appearance on their show. Because that's important. Adrian says, I remember this. I like that when you feel like you were in the wrong, that you took immediate action to resolve it. Yeah, okay, exactly. This is why I'm here today, because I was like, I need to get this off my chest. Last night I couldn't even sleep. I was like up till like 5 a.m. because I have lots of intrusive thoughts, and things like this, they pop up back to me because my own words are screaming to myself, saying, how many times have you said to take accountability and that your parents never apologized to you, and then you did something that you know is wrong, and then you're watching this video, and I always join them, you know what I mean? So I can't join them and be in agreement with everything that's going on when I know damn well that I did something to possibly hurt somebody else, and that she just like she hung up the phone. She hung up the phone on me. You know what I mean? So I didn't get nobody really got the last word. It was just like, cut. And I hate that because they don't let you finish the conversation. And that's just another way of, cutting you off. I have adopted Fran and Joe as family since my parents have passed. And Ruby, you remind me a lot of my daughter, who is turning 30 this November. Your family now too. Yeah. Wow. Nice, Lisa. So true. My family is Spanish. Never apologize. Yo, I don't know what it is. Yo, we're Puerto Rican. Okay, we're Puerto Rican. But I mean like Puerto Rican. You know what I mean? Like my grandmother came from the island. Okay, I would not be in America today if it wasn't for my grandmother coming, coming to the States. Okay, so I think that's a lot of family generational problems that you parent to parent, you know what I mean? My mother and then her mother and whatever. But it's crazy because I had a better relationship with my grandmother than I did with my mom. Okay, I viewed my grandmother like my mom, like that was my mom. And that's another Hispanic thing, when the grandparents be raising their grandchildren. Like, because your parents have to work. So this is like late 90s. So my grandmother basically raised me. So I feel like her values and her, like the way she would talk to me and to us, I grew up with those traditional values. Okay. And my grandmother grew up like in the 50s. So that's why I guess I am a little more traditional than most my age. I don't know. But I'm just, that's why I feel this way. Joe and Fran are the sweetest. Yes, they are. I love them. My father never apologizes either. Yes. It's not just Latinos, Ruby. It's a lot of cultures. Joe just exasperate. No accountability. Yeah, exactly. Okay. But it is coupled along with it. But you get what I'm saying, right? Okay. So back to what I was saying. This is how I feel, as if I'm watching their show. They're talking about words. And then I remembered that I said a bad word. I used bad language. And so that's what I'm talking about here in this video, because I feel super hypocritical about everything. About myself. Because
Nice.
There you go.
yeah.
See, I mean, who doesn't stumble with their speech? Everybody does.
Mhm.
Yeah, and I mean, you were aware of it and you did something about
That's
it.
it. That's the biggest thing.
My goodness. Oh dear. I mean, see, again, you fell short from being perfect, Ruby. See, it's unrealistic. You're not perfect. You're not. And there's no need to be.
But the point is that you learned. You picked up a point, you learned, you applied it.
That's right.
Now you can go on and you'll probably remember that and
Yeah.
do it again.
Mom, you know what I said to you before? Man, that was such a mistake. I'm not going to do that anymore. It's like, I'm not going to do that anymore.
Mm-hmm.
You know, used to be positive. It made me affirmed it.
Yeah.
And this is why I love going on Joe and Fran, is because it's like I'm getting that grandparent feel of them talking to me and just understanding me and not like judging you, not, putting you out there. You know what I mean? I felt so like happy in that moment, because I don't have my grandparents anymore. They passed away. And my other grandparent from my father's side, she's a Jehovah's Witness, and she hasn't spoken to me in forever. You know what I mean? So I don't have that. But to come on that platform and to talk to them, it feels like a mom and dad. Like a real mom and dad, yo. Like, I love them. They're amazing. Okay, anyways, let me just press play.
Recognize it too. What's she going to say? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I just sent that apology because I was thinking sometimes you feel like because you're angry that you can say or do things that you want the other person to take seriously, and they won't take it seriously unless you
Right.
push, like you push the conversation there. So in the moment, I felt like I did something good because I was like, she should understand me. She should know how angry I am. And the only way that I'm going to get that reaction is if you
Yeah.
lash out or you do
I know.
something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know.
But I do agree with the video that language is important and it can definitely change somebody else's mood and emotion. Like it can invoke something that wasn't there before because
Oh, yeah.
you're angry. Yeah.
Well, no, look, think of it this way. We mentioned perfect, but now think of the same word with a different accent. Perfect. See, now you can perfect
Mhm.
your approach.
That's a good
You can
point.
perfect your language. See, that's reasonable.
Mhm.
That is reasonable. To perfect it. It's an activity, conscious activity. No.
Yeah,
I'm sure
that's right.
And I'm sure you're doing that.
Yeah, I'm learning. I'm learning because
Yeah.
now you have to identify who you're talking to.
Yeah.
There's certain people that will understand
Yeah.
you right when you say something and they are on the same page. And
Yeah.
then other people refuse to understand what you're saying, or
Yeah.
they gaslight you into thinking that you misunderstand things. And that can mess with your head. And I'm like, no. We need to be on the same page. So yeah, I'm thankful for this little video that you guys showed. And
No, it was helpful. There's just about every phrase in there was helpful.
Mhm.
Okay, I'm gonna pause right there and I'm going to skip. Let me see what I said here. Men, like, if they're getting older, what's happening here? Are we okay? Yeah, so I keep talking. Okay, I'm going to skip back when I came back on the stream an hour later. And I feel like Joe is completely right with that. I mean, how many times have we had to be perfect all the time and never fall? Like when I was a little kid, I never did anything to, until my reproving. Oh my God. If you haven't seen the interview that I did with Rose, go ahead and watch that. But anyways, back to the topic. You see how I lose track all the time? Jesus. Okay. So I'm back right here. Okay, let's watch this.
House is nicer.
Vern has another poem
Okay, there we go.
because it's about words. Hi, you're back, Ruby.
Yes, I
Welcome.
just went to Publix to like pick up my groceries and then buy some more stuff. So I bought a whole bunch of stuff and I just came back home. But when I was at the supermarket, I recognized the elder's
Sorry.
wife
Wow.
that used to come to my
I need to
house,
skip a
and I
little bit
was
more. Hold on.
dying because I had you guys on my tablet. Like I was still watching it with the whole volume up.
Okay.
She can do or at least see the same thing. Like how?
Okay, right here.
I always underplayed that. I thought about both of them, but they're all good characters.
We were elder
But
children, so
words,
yes, we
you
have to
got
be
words are
perfect.
just
Exactly.
they're
And my mom
spells.
acted like it.
He's
Man.
probably got a reputation he wants to protect.
Well, no, but that's it. You see, you have the
Awesome
goods on the
day.
guy. This is a small place. I know all about the guy.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm about to talk in 1
Call
second.
the police on me. He ain't got nothing on me. I didn't do anything bad. He just didn't like my words because I can be intimidating. I guess.
He's just,
I am not a small guy.
You're just a teddy bear.
Damn, what is going on?
I never threaten anybody, but sometimes people get threatened.
Do you remember at the
Okay.
beginning of this stream, I told you guys that I sent an apology text to my mom after
Yeah.
that video that I
Yes.
saw
Yes.
about the words?
Yes.
2 hours later, she just texted me right now that she accepts my apology. You see that? You see that right there? This is what I want to talk about. Okay. So from the beginning of that stream, watching that, I sent her a text message And then 2 hours later, she accepts my apology. Now I'm thinking in my head, number one, why did it take her so long? So I don't know what's up with that. But I'm not too focused on that. I feel better about myself that I let that go. And I apologize for speaking in that way because, like I said earlier, we have to start, like, you have to know who you're talking to. These are people who are not, like, you're not talking to regular people when you're talking to people who are brainwashed in a cult like JW's. Like, I can't talk to my mom like a regular mom. I can't talk to her like a regular person because she's never going to understand that. She's not going to get it. So it's like, you have to, you know what? Now that I'm talking about it, now it makes sense why the Watchtower had to simplify their publications, because it's like you have to dumb it down for them to understand simple things. Instead of saying something the first time, saying how you really feel, and then them being on the same page with you, and you don't have to go over this again and again and again. I don't know what that is. Like, what is that? But that's how I feel. I feel like I can't talk to her in a regular way that I would talk to somebody on the street. I have to either dumb it down or be nice or talk to them like they're a child and be all nice. And no, like, what is that? But when they're treating you, oh, you got to be mature and you got to know what you're doing. So I wasn't given the same courtesy that they need, that they absolutely need, because God forbid you say something wrong, it can hurt their emotion. Like, they get so emotionally hurt that it fractures them. Like, literally, my mom would be the one that would be like crying in a fetal position just because I said a bad word. Okay, like, that's how bad it is. And I guess that's just the way of growing up, that you know, like, how fragile your parents are emotionally. I don't know what it is. Like, either it's like emotional abuse or something. But that's how you grow up with a parent who you know cannot take something. Okay. So that's how I know that. Even I said that knowing, because I wanted to get the conversation there. You know what I mean? Like, to understand that I'm serious. But then on the other hand, I'm like, I know that she's going to be crying after this interaction. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, okay, now I'm dealing with somebody who's emotionally immature. And I'm sick of it. And that's why I am okay with them shunning me, because I don't want to talk to them either. But in this instance, I felt like I needed to take accountability for myself, because I'm always talking about it on my channel when it comes to Jehovah's Witnesses. So if I'm going to talk about it when it comes to them, I also have to do it myself, and also hold the Jehovah's Witness community accountable if something were to come up. You know what I mean? Like, I would be right here talking about whatever it is, you know? So 2 hours later, she accepts my apology. Okay. And then I'm going to go into a little bit of, what I say here.
Great.
That's nice.
And I'm like, I wish she can do, or at least see the same thing. Like, how easy it is to just apologize, because that's how this whole argument started in the first place, because she never wants to just say, I am sorry. 3 words. And it's so hard for people just to say, I'm sorry. And it was hard for me too. Like, I was contemplating. I'm watching your video. I'm watching the stream, talking like about the words and everything. And I'm like, should I say sorry? Or like, nah, I don't care. And I just say, you know what? Let me just send a text. Let me just say sorry. And I cannot believe it. 2 hours later, she told me that.
Yeah.
Ruby, magic.
Words are power.
Magic.
I have to learn how to like this. I have to learn how to like it, because sometimes I hate doing it, because I know that she wouldn't do that. Like, I know that she wouldn't take accountability for the things that she says, let alone apologize. So I hate it when I have to be like the bigger person sometimes, because I'm always the bigger person. Like, I'm always have to apologize, or I always have to like do what I know is right, because I know that's the right thing to do. But they don't do the same thing. So I have to learn how to do this without seeking something in return. And it's hard. Yo, that right there. I'm so glad I said that, because it's the truth. It's the truth. Okay, first of all, let's break it down. That first part. Those 3 words, I am sorry, is the hardest phrase that a Jehovah's Witness can say. And then I had the same issue. I was contemplating the whole entire stream on whether or not, like at the beginning of that stream, it was like 40 minutes before I even joined the stream. I was contemplating whether or not to say sorry, because that's how hard it is, even for us too, because we don't grow up learning how to apologize like that when we are in the wrong. Lisa says, yes, that where I have to choose my words wisely when my elder brother talks to me in case he cuts me off completely. He contacts now and then to invite me to talks, and my other DF brother in case he cuts me off because he wants to go back. So yes, you have to know who you're talking to. Yes. Rack says, JWs always have to be forever victims, even for the smallest things. Exactly. And they cannot say that 3-word phrase, I am sorry. It is too hard for them to say that. Like I said, let alone take accountability, they're not going to say sorry. So it's like you're fighting by yourself, because you're never going to get that. You're never going to get that. And you're never going to get an admission either. Like, they will never admit that what just happened was wrong and that you're confronting them about it now. So anyways, yeah, they can't say the phrase. Okay, next part, I said something to the effect of that I hate it. And it's true. That phrase, and also saying I love you. I don't know what it is. Let me know if you guys have the same issue in the chat. How hard it is to say I love you. I don't know what it is, but I was never able to say I love you. The more time that goes by, the harder it is to apologize. The Bible is right about not letting the sun set without settling matters. Yo, that's so true, right? Okay. Well, many suns have set before I apologized, and I was still contemplating on saying sorry. Okay. And then the last part that I say, having to get used to doing this, apologizing and, conversing correctly, like Joe said, perfecting the way we do things, right? I said that, what did I say? Oh, I said that I have to get used to liking this, because I always feel like I am the bigger person. I am always having to bend the knee. I am always having to be the one to take the L so that I can let the other person win and just be like, okay, you know what? I'm sorry. I'm sorry for, saying whatever. I hate that, because I know damn well that I will not receive the same courtesy or decency or whatever. I'm not going to receive that. So I always feel like I'm the one always giving that, because I know that is wrong. If I want to be a good Christian, if I want to implement what the Bible says, right? Like Jay just said, if I want to live my life in that manner, then I have to learn how to like doing these things without receiving that in return. Lisa says they always make it your fault, never theirs. Questions and answers. It is kindness to apologize. Yep. Apostate Ministry School. That's a great name. And I love the profile picture. To say sorry, many people have to actually be sorry, which Jehovah's Witnesses usually aren't when arguing or even just conversing with them. Word, yo. Word. But because I said a curse word, that was like Satan. That was demon. That was a demon. Okay. A demon came out and said a bad word. Okay. So you see, that's why I have to be like, okay, you know what? I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Adrian, also, when you are not in good standing, you are consistently in the wrong and less than in their eyes. So they don't need to apologize. In their eyes, you have a lot to answer for. Yo, that's the truth. Questions and answers. It is kindness to apologize. Kindness is a fruit of God's spirit. Righteousness is not. That one just made me think right now. Wow. It's like you have to say sorry because you choose to leave the org, and they are the truth. So as far as they are concerned, they have God's backing. Yeah. And you already know how that conversation went. So it was just wild everywhere you turned. And then, it just got worse and worse. Let me see if I said anything else here.
You're beautiful.
You're
Ruby.
onto it. You're onto it, Ruby.
Ruby, your mom's still a witness?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing, is we've all been raised that way. If we were born and raised in this organization, to where we don't apologize. Think about it, the narcissistic tendency. How many times have you seen the society apologize for getting something wrong? It don't matter if it was the beard issue. They're not going to apologize. They're not going to apologize about getting dates wrong. I've lived through it. I mean, I'm old enough to have seen it, and that would at least made a big difference on me if they would have said, you know what, we made a mistake, we're wrong. But they will never admit to wrongdoing. Don't matter what it is, whether it's picking wrong dates or telling guys they can't have beards until much later when they see so many people leaving that they're trying to do whatever it takes to hold some membership or retain some membership. But you'll never see them say, you know, we were wrong all them decades ago, that we should have been allowing you guys to have beards way back then, like other guys if they weren't. But you won't see that in print.
Well,
The organization won't do it, but they tell us, if you have a problem with your brother, go to your brother first and talk to him before you go to the elders, or bring a second witness, like a second attempt to talk to your brother if your brother has offended you. So we know how to solve disputes even as witnesses. That's why I'm like, even with the JW standard, you still don't take accountability and say sorry, and that's wrong, because we always did that. So if you're not willing to do that, and then your excuse is because I'm not in good standing, like I'm not a witness, so I don't owe you an apology, or I don't owe you an explanation, that sucks, because now it's like I have to have good language, because if I say a bad word, they're gonna hang up the phone or end the conversation, because I'm trying to meet them at that good, like, moral level of never saying bad words, or living by Christian, values and things like that. So it's like I'm being good because I want to show them that just because I'm not a witness doesn't mean I'm a bad person, or that I talk bad, or that I'm going to do drugs or whatever. But then you still don't follow the example of what the witnesses tell you how to handle disputes. So you still lose at the end of the day, because you can't force people to respect you or to give you an apology, or whatever. So it's like you have to bring yourself forward and take another way, another approach, instead of always like talking down or talking to them, or like throwing it in their face, because I do that a lot. And then that's why it burns me to say sorry. Sometimes it hurts and I hate it, but I saw that video and I said, oh, I know I did this. I said something so bad, but it felt so good. And I'm going to have to apologize to this girl, because I'm like, you guys already seen. Okay, pause. Yeah, I know I'm unmuted is because I'm having some distractions in the living room right now. Okay, I'm gonna rewind. Oops. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna rewind just a little bit because I missed my own point. Jesus. Okay. Wrong. Try this again. We always did that. So if you're not willing to do that, and then your excuse is because I'm not in good standing, like I'm not a witness, so I don't owe you an apology, or I don't owe you an explanation, that sucks, because now it's like I have to have good language, because if I say a bad word, they're gonna hang up the phone, and that's because, like you said in the comments before, is because they think they're better than us just because they're Jehovah's Witnesses. So if they're talking to anybody who isn't a Jehovah's Witness, they're already looking down on you. So when you do act out, they're going to be like, oh, you see, she's in the world. Oh, she's talking bad. Oh, she's doing this and doing that. So they already are going to judge you regardless. And that's what she was telling me. Oh, I'm not going to talk to you. Why? Why you're not going to talk to me? Because what? I don't go to a hall? Stop it. or end the conversation, because I'm trying to meet them at that good like moral level of never saying bad words or living by Christian, values and things like that. So it's like I'm being good because I want to show them that just because I'm not a witness doesn't mean I'm a bad person, or that I talk bad, or that I'm going to do drugs or whatever. But then you still don't follow the example of what the witnesses tell you how to handle disputes. So you still lose at the end of the day, because you can't force people to respect you or to give you an apology or whatever. Exactly. And you know how they always be saying, oh, you gotta lead by example, because just like how the Jehovah's Witnesses say, oh, when they're trying to convert a husband or a wife, oh, just be a good spouse and just show them that you're exemplary, and that would bring your spouse to convert or whatever. Now the reverse thing is, okay, we're ex-witnesses, we have to be better than what they think we're gonna be, because we already know that they are morally better and higher than everybody else. So if I'm trying to keep my cool, I'm trying to keep myself like, okay, I want to be Christian. I'm trying to talk to her in a way that she would understand, like we already discussed this. So they already think that way. So that's why I felt like I literally did take an L by cursing, because I'm like, I let my emotion get the best of me, because I always tell you guys this in previous streams, I never try to choke up. I never let my voice crack. I'm trying to always be serious and on topic, and I don't do the small talk. It's because I'm serious about what I'm talking about. You cannot give them any inch of an emotion so that they could be like, oh, you're this, you're that, because they already know. So when I said the curse word, that's when I felt like I let the emotion get the best of me. So, yep. It's so disgusting how they fight. They can't cooperate or apologize, and they should never have hidden this stuff in the first place. So much for fun chat. Pimi is here. Look at the example they've been showing. It's been fun. I'll keep the earbuds in, but the chat's not an option. Oh, okay. Yeah, you can continue listening. Okay, let's go back. So it's like you have to bring yourself forward and take another approach, instead of always like talking down or talking to them or like throwing it in their face, because I do that a lot. And then it that's why it burns me to say sorry. Sometimes it hurts and I hate it, but I saw that video and I said, oh, I know I did this. I said something so bad, but it felt so good. And I'm going to have to apologize to this girl, because I'm like, you guys already seen how she talks to me. And like, this is why I reveal my text messages. I show this so that you could see it. The language, the gaslighting, how condescending they are. But I still got to be good and say sorry. It's hard as
Let
hell.
me ask you this, Ruby. Is there anything else you'd want to say to her?
I think that the only way that I would be allowed to say what I want to say is if we had a mediator or a therapist who's sitting in the same room and can give us each 2 minutes to speak, because if we're alone, it's never going to happen. So it's either on the phone or like text messages, so that I have proof, because she will twist the story or say, oh, I don't remember saying that. And that irks me, because I'm like, oh, now you're going to like use your disability as an excuse that you don't remember things and make me feel like I'm misunderstanding things. So I need witnesses. And if I had a therapist or something, like a mediator, that's how I would be able to say it. Because there's 28 years of my life that I have to say that will not get out there. It is not going to get there, because we've tried this before, and she would rather kick me out of her house or, hang up the phone instead of hearing the other person. And that type of anger is something that I've never felt before. And you just have to learn how to talk to these people, because at that point they make you want to punch walls. Okay. And when I was referencing that she uses her disability to her advantage, is because she has like this short-term memory loss, right? Okay, and she has like fibromyalgia, arthritis, like a bunch of stuff, right? Feel sorry for me, pity me. Okay. And so she will use that card, that memory card of like, oh, I don't remember that. Oh, you know, I don't remember things. And oh, that irks me. That irks me because she will say something as stupid as what she said last time when she texted me and she broke her shunning streak and she said, "Oh, what did I say to you last summer?" And I'm thinking, so you don't remember the reason why you don't talk to your only daughter? You don't remember that. You don't remember the reason why. So you just don't know why I haven't been calling, or you just you're shocked about 8 months of not talking to me. What? Are you serious? Okay, so they like to play dumb and I'm not with that. Okay? So I just wanted to to say that about that's another thing witnesses do. Oh, I don't remember that. So I know damn well, like I told Joe and Fran, I would have to have like 2 or 3 people witnessing and hosting the conversation because things like that will come up. The last time that I had a conversation with my mom about the things that I spoke about with researcher Rose on that in that interview, my firstborn was about 6-7 months old. He was still a baby. She broke down in tears, acted like the victim. And since I was in my aunt's house living with my aunt at the time, she said, "Oh, you're being disrespectful to your mom. You need to leave." And she kicked me out with a 6-month-old baby. Okay. So they would rather do that than listen to what you have to say, take accountability or apologize. And these are supposed to be Jehovah's Witnesses. You're supposed to be Christian. And this is why I talk about what I do. I mean, this is what I talk about what happens to me because I'm like, oh, hell no. And you want me to go back to a kingdom hall? Nah, chill. Never. Like, I can't. Okay, I'm going to read your comments now. Questions and answers. Well, they can double down on their righteousness. The Pharisees wanted to show their righteousness in front of men. Kindness trumps righteousness because you can be righteous but not kind. Lisa, that was like when the JWs came to my door. Instead of nutting off and looking like a crazy lady, I told them what I wanted to say calmly and way nicer than most people would so I could talk to them. But when you're kind, you're also righteous. Yep. Apostate Ministry School. That whole, I don't remember saying that, I forgot bullshit kills me. Yeah, me too. My family has done that for years, and it's why I will not talk to witnesses without recording them. Yo, for real. For real. If I ever have another interaction with my mom or anybody, I am recording it like dead ass. You know, I used to record my phone calls. You know that there's an app that you could download on your phone, and every single time you get a phone call coming in, before you answer it, it says you want to record. And I was like, oh hell yeah, we're gonna record every single phone call because that's how crazy it would be back in the day. In the end, we could only look at ourselves and try to be kind, even when treated like crapula. Crapula? Darth Ligma. Oh, yeah. That New Yorican accent coming in strong. Yeah, well, you butchered the spelling of that. They play the I don't remember card until they're mad at you. Then they remember shit. Yo, for real, right? It's so crazy. It is crazy to me, but it's the truth. And I am like, not chill. That's why I said what I said. Okay, let me see. I'm gonna press play and see if I have anything left to say. Yeah, I spelled New Yorker like how you pronounce it. Oh, okay. New Yorker. Okay. Okay, let me see what else is left here. We just have to learn.
Yeah, and it is true. And unfortunately, sometimes you just have to learn how to walk away. In other words, you may never get what you would like. Never from that situation.
I've
see,
accepted that. I've
yeah,
accepted that.
Yeah, and the problem is the longer you waste time in that with those people, you're taking time away from other productive relationships that you could be making.
Ruby, I have a question. Do you contact her? Do you go out of your way to contact her, or does she go out of her way to contact you?
It's always me. It's always me contacting first because something came up in the family,
Okay.
and so I confronted it. But if it wasn't for that, she was already shunning me for like since last year.
Okay.
So I respected that. I never texted her, called her, or anything. She only reached out to me when that earthquake happened in
Mhm.
up north in Jersey and the New York
Mhm.
tri-state area.
Right.
And that's when she broke her shunning streak just to text me as if you're wondering about how we're doing, we're fine. Okay, and you guys already know that story, so I'm going to finish up here because it's almost an hour. I'm so sorry. Okay, so I am going to now talk about other announcements, okay? I have a couple of projects that are coming up that I really wanted to share. So, what's today? Monday. Okay, tomorrow, July 2nd. If you guys have me on Discord, you already know what's up. I am having two different shows in like the same segment, I guess you could say. So the XJW Political Corner is going to have two different XJWs. Chaka had a family emergency and he had to cancel. So I got Daniel. So, and he is XJW Musical Escape, and he is from England. So I can still have like the UK discussion. So you can also go to the live tab on my channel and click notify me so that you don't miss it. So tomorrow, that's going to be 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And then after that, I'm going to talk with Roro. He's on Twitter. I don't know his real name, but he's another XJW, and he's been posting a lot of like political stuff on Twitter. And I was like, oh snap! I think I need to have you on my thing. So we spoke today, like literally, and he agreed to come on. So I made another stream for that one as well, and that's gonna be at 5. So I'm gonna talk to Daniel first at 3, and then I'm gonna have Roro at 5. So I'm going to be streaming from 3 p.m. tomorrow to 6 p.m. Okay, that's gonna be crazy. Anyways, so yeah, that's going to be interesting. Please put your notifications on so that you don't miss it. I'm going to have the StreamYard link so you could join. And okay, one more announcement. Does anybody know Jonathan Berger? Okay, he was really heavily involved when the Lloyd Evans scandal happened, and he was doing the interviews with Kim Silvio. So that's how I know him from, and I know him from Twitter, and I've been following him ever since. He just came out with a book, okay? And I am so excited. I think I'm just going to, I don't know, maybe can I show it or something? Let's see. I am going to show a quick sneak, what do you call it? Sneak peek. I can't even talk. Okay, so let me see. Can you see my page right now? Let's see. Okay, this guy, Jonathan Berger. His book. Okay, so first of okay, hold on. Let me talk right here. Dios mío. Okay. So this guy texted me on Twitter and he said, "Hey, I'm writing a book. I want you to read the first edit." And even though it has, errors and stuff like that, don't worry about it. Just read it. Let me know how you feel about it. I was like, hell yeah, because I do the XW book club, but I mean, like, I haven't really done anything about it for a while. Lisa, thanks for the updates. Ruby, love seeing you today. Hoping I get to your lives tomorrow. Take care. Okay, bye, Lisa. Thank you. Yeah, so anyways, I read his book. Yo, the guy is hilarious. So he writes the book about his own experiences. So it's based on a true story, right? So this is his book right here. I was a teenage door knocker. Let's click that. Okay, share this instead. Can you see that? Okay. I was a teenage door knocker, a story about a teenage Jehovah's Witness based on real events. I love it. I love I love it. I love it. Okay. So I am going to do a video with Jonathan about his new book. It literally just came out. Okay. So check him out on Twitter. order that book. I mean, do whatever you gotta do. Order it for your library, like I already ordered it for my library. Do what you gotta do. Read that book because it's hilarious. And the thing that I connected most with is that he grew up in the same town that I had to move to in North Carolina when I was a fellowship. So if you have seen the interview with JW researcher Rose, I go into great detail of how I was shunned being pregnant at 17 years old, and I had to move to Shelby, North Carolina, and then Charlotte, North Carolina. And Jonathan is from those cities, like literally. So I am like, oh my God. I started reading the book and I was like, yo, I feel like I have been transported back into the town where I have so much trauma from. But he grew up there and he has so many like fun experiences being a teenager, going to the same mall that I used to visit when I was there, like in 2013, 2014. Like it's crazy how small this world is. And so I'm like, yo, I didn't even know you was American. Where are you? And so apparently he moved to the Netherlands or something like that for like a job or whatever. So that's how we got to talking. So anyways, yeah. I am going to have Jonathan on my channel when July 7th. That's Thursday. So that okay. I'm just realizing that is all in next week. I have streams and videos for the whole entire this coming week. And that's crazy, right? Last week I was doing a bunch of stuff. Right? I mean, Adrian knows because we've been talking on Discord and you've seen me all over the place, right? I was like a long day streaming, right? I feel like I don't even be planning this stuff. It just happens to me. Like people just be texting me and I'm like, okay, when you want to record? Like, boom, that's it, like quick. And I'm like, wow. And I've only started this channel for like what, 5 months ago? Like that's crazy to me. It's really either helping a lot of people or like the exposure is out there. I don't know what it is or the algorithm or what, but a lot of people are like catching on and I'm not being slept on. Like I'm being slept on in the videos. You know what I mean? Like videos, I don't like making videos anymore. I like live streaming better. But anyways, I'm still gonna do it for the community. You know what I mean? For the book club, you know, whatever comes out, I'm definitely gonna do it. So anyway, yeah, I feel so excited to have Jonathan, to have Roro, to have Daniel. Like, yo, this is insane. And just another secret to put out there. I have been in communication with XJW Smurf Girl. And if anybody of you know her, she's an OG veteran. And so we had an amazing phone call. And I told her we need to have like a series of different videos because so much crap has happened to her and just in general that I have been hearing her name pop up on 6 screens many times. And I'm like, okay, I don't like this. If you don't present the facts, don't be talking about somebody. You know what I mean? So anyways, I have been in communication with her. I'm hoping to have her on my channel soon. And then I also have another person that contacted me through my uncle, my Jehovah's Witness uncle, who, you know, soon after that, he recently got DF. And I have reconnected with that uncle. So somebody through him reached out to me to come on my channel and tell her story. So I am so that's like 2 people. And then a third woman who has another book and she makes music. So I have like 3 different projects for the future. But these 3 projects are going to be for this coming week. So anyways, those are all of my announcements. Thank you so much for spending time with me, everybody. I am going to let you go now. I am so sorry for being here for okay. So I will see you tomorrow. I'll see you tomorrow, 3 p.m. Bye.